Now, lowering rates is not a done deal. However, all indicators are that, yes, next week we will see the closest thing to a Federal Reserve mea culpa that we might ever see. Joining me now from Dallas, Texas, co-founder and chief strategist of GDP Advisors, Seth Denson. Seth, guy in the White House right now is saying, "I told you so." He's saying, "Hey, Federal Reserve, you should have been listening to me. You were a little bit too aggressive here, and now they're backing off." But let's face it, part of this has to do with the dynamic created by the White House right now and the pressures on our economy and other factors that are involved with these trade negotiations and the tariff war with China.
You know, that's exactly right. I'd love it if we could get the economy back to a place where we used interest rate raises and cuts appropriately, as opposed to like a teenager with an ATM card, right, making decisions left and right on this. We must stabilize the market and stop using interest rates increasing and decreasing on a whim, because what happens is what I think is forcing Fed Chair Powell into a rate cut, at least what I think will be a 0.25% rate cut, is that you have the markets already speculating that it's coming. So if you don't do it now, and the markets have already kind of factored it in, you could see a very big tailspin in the markets going forward.
And, you know, interest rates are kind of like a heroin dealer, right? I mean, I hate to use the drug analogy, but let's face it. If you're used to these low rates, and we got used to them for about a decade, right? You can't just cold turkey start jacking them up, you know, in these large increments, relatively large increments. You've got to ease out of this, this addiction that our economy got used to.
That's exactly right. What the market needs is a volatility buffer, and typically interest rates are what that is. It allows for that volatility in the marketplace to be evened out over time. The problem is, with us changing the interest rates so rapidly, up or down, you actually increase the volatility in the market year over year. And so we need to do what we can to stabilize things and bring more control back into the system, where it's the economy moving the market, not the Fed chair.
Meantime, in Washington, D.C., we have the Democrat-led House of Representatives, Team Pelosi, talking about something what I would consider the TARP version of 2019. This is a taxpayer bailout of pensions. This is where the leadership in the House of Representatives is trying to take, you know, it's obviously dead on arrival in the United States Senate if they're able to push it through. But this is where the Democrats are thinking right now. They're thinking about going back to the future 10 years ago.
Yeah, listen, this is a political move all over it. This is what the unions want. This is to appease the unions, right? We had the Cadillac tax removal last week. We've got this week, both union plays. Here's the deal. What's in this law is a federal guarantee that pension plans, mostly those that are union-based, can keep this crazy spending methodology without any liability. The government will bail them out for over a 30-year period with no interest or no principal needing to be paid back in less than 3%. This is ridiculous. And
it's only going to cost the taxpayers tens of billions of dollars if this were to ever pass, which it won't. Real quick, before I let you go, the economy, in terms of polling, there's a new poll out. It seems like there's a lot of bullishness overall for the economy. This bodes very well for Donald Trump and the Republicans going into 2020 if it holds.
It does. You know, history has taught us that if the economy is booming and the president has a good approval rating on the economy, the president wins the second term. You know, if we go back the last couple decades, the only one that didn't have a good rating was Bush 41, and Bush 41 didn't win. So I think that history bodes well for the president as long as the economy stays where it's at or it continues to improve.
As Hillary Clinton crudely said back there during the Bush 41 campaign against her husband, it's the economy, stupid, and, well, she's right. Seth, thank you.